He's chosen a move to point so that the speaker will run as soon as the militia alert them. They're basically set to default right now to use their default behavior. The mission designer, of course, can override that whenever he likes or she likes, and make guys cower or make guys, specific example, make them run. So now he's starting up the mission again, and he shoots towards a militia, and you see as soon as that militia got shot at, he ducked, and then the speaker ran from the podium. So now the mission just got more difficult, okay? Before it was just an easy take the guy out mission, you saw right where he was. Now Cole has to figure out where the guy is, and he also has to deal with the extra enemies that have been put down. The strength of this system is that you can remix any level that is published up to the servers. You know, when we go live, everyone's going to be building missions, and if you see a mission you like, but you think you can do it better, all you have to do is remix it just like Tim just did with this mission. Besides the assets that I showed you earlier, there's a number of different logic components that you can put down. I mean, this is one of the most powerful tools we have. If he flips through those categories, you'll see that you can link that up to any one of these other objects that he's scrolling through at the top. So you're modifying what they're going to do, and then you tell who that acts on, and you tell what the exact action is going to be. If you hook a monitor up, you can listen for when a guy enters a certain area, and you can lay those all over your mission, and when the player goes through certain areas, it triggers other things, and those other things can trigger other things. I've seen like the network of components these guys have in their missions is insane. Our baseline is basically do a mission as cool as Infamous 2. Above and beyond that, some of my favorite things, gameplay that's completely out of the norm. I think that's one of the things that UGC players really respond to. We played this Space Invaders mission, and we played it and we loved it, and we're demonstrating the remix feature today on that mission. There's a real variety of things to do, and every day I'm surprised when I see somebody come up with a new mission that's sort of out of the norm, and yet they all work.
MLB TV on the PS3 really is the ultimate app for baseball fans. And just in time for opening day 2011, we're relaunching it. Let's go take a look. So here's the new look for MLB TV. The new interface allows you to see more games at the same time, but there's more than just cosmetic changes for MLB TV. There's new functionality. What you can do is you can go ahead and set up your favorite teams. They'll be highlighted, and I can see my two favorite teams, and I can see who they're playing today. And then when I back out to the calendar, I can see who they're going to be playing on any given day throughout the season. The MLB TV app for PlayStation 3 uses speed detection technology. So it takes a look at how fast, how much bandwidth you've got coming in, and then it gives you the best possible signal for that bandwidth. You're going to have even better quality than you had last season. So let's say you're in a rush, you come home from work, and you kind of want to make your own highlight reel. That's something you can do now with something called event filtering. So what you do is you slide down, you hit triangle, go down to event filtering. Let's go to home runs. And now I can see along the timeline, there were 1, 2, 3, 4 home runs in this game. Even better, a new sound option. So you've always been able to switch between home audio and away audio to get the play-by-play of the team that you like the best, but now there's something called Nat Sound from the Park. And that strips out all of the voiceover, it strips out all of the extraneous sound that TV adds, and it's just the sounds of the park. Yet another new feature. Baseball is a stat-heavy type of game. So first of all, you have the box score. You can just pop in at any time and take a look at the box score for this game. And there's even more stats for players and for teams. There are league leaders as well. And another feature with this is you can hit X and add in the favorites. There's the star popping up there. And then what you can do is take a look at your favorites. So let's say you play fantasy baseball and you want to keep tabs on all your guys. You can do that from right within the app, and the game is still playing in the background. You can check on stats during the game. MLB TV for PS3 will update for 2011 today, just in time for opening day. You'll go to the PlayStation Store after the update, and you can re-download it for free, or if you've already got the app, just launch it, and it'll prompt you to download an update. Don't forget, you can download it for free, but you will need to subscribe from MLB, and you can do that by going to mlb.tv/PS3, and then you will have thousands of MLB games available to you this season, and you'll get to see the Phillies win the World Series, because it's pretty much going to happen. It's guaranteed. It is. Sorry.
first saw Kratos, we thought, oh my god, what a great Mortal Kombat character he would make. You know, he's ripping people in half, he's doing all this kind of crazy stuff, and he would do all these mini fatalities throughout the game. He's so mad, angry, bitter, he's so not funny.
Early concepts of him looked even more like a Mortal Kombat character. Like our art director at the time came in and he's like, I think we're gonna get sued. And because he looked just like a Mortal Kombat character, like God of War 3, we definitely like amped up visceral nature to the moves, like just kind of the texture to the kills. Made special text so that we could like do these crazy kills. That was directly because of Mortal Kombat.
Round 1, fight!
He has more weapons in this game than any of our other characters. We jam-packed as much Kratos recognizable elements into his character that anybody who's played it is gonna feel, you know, really at home.
No, we were just talking about the thing that I thought was gonna get left on the cutting room floor, and it got in the game. No way they're gonna get this in there.
I would draw these little stick figures of moves that we wanted to do, and the guys kind of came back and, you know, gave us feedback. It was very collaborative from an idea standpoint, but then we started sending them builds, and that's when they got specific, like his chains here need to be a tiny bit more gold here and a little less yellow. Pretty detailed comments that we got back from them. He's fighting on this bridge that is very kind of hit reminiscent, and he actually has a fight that a little bit more like a fighting game mechanic. And so when we saw that, we were just like, oh, that's right, it's writing itself. I don't want to give away the stage fatality, but it's awesome. It's very PlayStation 3. It's very Kratos. It's very Mortal Kombat.
The things that were done to Kratos, not things that we were like used to seeing and not necessarily comfortable with. But I mean, he gets torn apart. But I've never seen his skull before until this game, so.
Fatality.
We've made 8 games at Evolution Studios, all racing games, and it feels as if everything we've learned in simulation, in point-to-point rally tracks, in our Monument Valley tracks, has all culminated so far into this. We talk about what we call the pillars, the main back-of-box features for the game. When you play it for the first time, they are the things that will hit you, and I mean really hit you. I'm really hoping people start to see the real depth, the real commitment to polish, to a massively packed feature set. You know, it's not for me to say whether this is going to be people's favourite action or arcade racer, but I've seen one quote on Twitter saying it's one of the most accomplished action racers of the last decade, and that makes me and the team very proud and very happy and very excited, because what's being implied there is that depth and that polish, and which really is about people moving beyond those pillars and really seeing the depth and the real effort that we've tried to make this not just a thrilling game, but a very satisfying game. We've scoured the internet looking for what people have said about Pacific Rift and really doing our best to make sure that the leap from Pacific Rift to Apocalypse was a vast one, and that every major criticism has not just been addressed but over-delivered on. We've spoken to fans in groups in the States and in Europe and really done our very best to make sure that all of those little details have been addressed, as well as these major features. describe 3D in much the same way I've described the game itself, where the initial impact is a wow factor, an absolute kind of jaw to the floor, OMG, have you seen what these guys have done? But then the more you play it, the more you realise it's making a contribution to the gameplay depth, the ability to understand the racing line, judge your position in relation to the AI a little more intuitively, and to really start to pull out that track design and that depth and sophistication, using the 3D as a tool for doing that. If it was only ever a visual feature, that would have been cool, but it really needed to be something more than that. I make games for a living because they're better than movies, they're more satisfying and enthralling. So you get all of the spectacle that you'd get if you were watching a movie, plus a real tangible, meaningful and empowering feeling with the pad in your hand. And the 3D really, every aspect of it contributes to that. It's true that a number of games came out that were clearly having similar thoughts to us as where to take action racing next. We looked at those rival titles and we said, look, we're confident with what we've got here. Let's try and make one of the best action races ever made. But we're starting to see early signs that there is a belief that regardless of other titles that have been released, this sits alongside Outrun, Burnout, Need for Speed as one of the absolutely greatest action arcade races made. I certainly hope people agree with that when they get their hands on it.
We announced the NGP in January for a launch later in the year for the holiday season for several reasons. One is that we certainly wanted to share the excitement with all of our PlayStation fans, but at the same time we wanted to make sure that talking about the platform in an open manner with all of the publishing partners around the world, and that's really to make sure that we are going to have a wide range of titles. It's really important for us that we start engaging in some real strategic discussions on software portfolio with as many developers and publishers as possible, and that's why we felt that it was important for those two reasons to make the announcement now as opposed to, say, later in the year. It's very important for me, and certainly for NGP, that we try to make it a product or a platform that is not just a platform that's developed by SCE, but philosophically a platform that is developed in collaboration with certainly input from our own worldwide studios, but also from the third parties as well. We got a lot of good feedback, and at the same time, as we were planning for the announcement today here in Japan, we went to some of our partners and asked them if they would be willing to share the stage with us, talk about their view on NGP, and perhaps also talk about some of the exciting initiatives that they would like to bring onto NGP. And I think we got a lot of good feedback and a lot of exciting titles, like, for example, especially in the States, Activision talked about Call of Duty. That's a very big thing for NGP.
Having the dual thumbsticks probably played a strong role in what is going to be bringing Call of Duty to the NGP.
I think that whether it's a home-based console like the PS2 or PS3, or a portable console like the NGP that we announced today, it's very important that we have a very stable platform that is in for the long haul. And that means that we're providing a very compelling value to the consumer in that once they invest in our products, it doesn't go by the wayside in 2 years or 3 years, but they're able to really enjoy that particular console for a very long time. And it's my expectation that the NGP is going to have a similar sort of lifespan, if you will, in the portable space as well.
Let's talk about how this technology that's developed within different groups of Sony, how it's brought together harmoniously into one product.
We obviously do a lot of R&D work within Sony Computer Entertainment. We have a very dedicated and talented group of people that really wanted to push the envelope. Also look at the R&D prowess that Sony Corporation has and their heritage in bringing exciting new technology in the consumer electronics space. That's another resource that we certainly wanted to tap into. We worked very early to see, what kinds of technologies, what kinds of feature sets that they would be able to bring onto the NGP, which I think, again, helped to provide a very compelling product with a lot of exciting features.
It's safe to say the PSP is the only handheld device that's ever challenged Nintendo's dominance in that arena. What is NGP? How is it positioned to go further?
Well, I think one of the things that we certainly want to try to accomplish with NGP, match, number one, the install base that we have on PSP worldwide, but over and above that, try to go beyond that. The fact that we're working hand in hand with the worldwide studios internally, but also with a lot of the third-party publishing partners already. That combined with some of the exciting features, whether it's leveraging the 3G networks or the front and back panels, all the sensors that we've incorporated into NGP, that I think is a real strong combination to really, once again, not only match the install base that we have for PSP, but certainly go beyond that as well.
PlayStation fans are really excited, and there's a lot of questions they have, and they're very much looking forward to finding out those details. So we hope to find out more in the coming months, and we look forward to the next NGP announcement.
Absolutely, look forward to making those announcements. But I'm also very happy and very proud of the fact that we were able to make the announcements today, and I think a lot of people are excited, and we certainly want to keep that excitement and momentum going up until launch, and certainly beyond that as well.
We're here to get the world-exclusive premiere of Benefaction, unseen chapter early in SOCOM 4's campaign that sets the stage for the chaos to come.
Unlike my more barbaric colleague, I like to do things a little more tactically. I like to keep my hands clean.
Now, there's a lot of ways to play SOCOM 4. Myself, I'm a little bit more action-oriented. I like to lead my squad into battle versus sitting on the sidelines.
I'm an expert tactician. I'm going to show you how to do that in SOCOM 4.
You're going to see the way I approach SOCOM 4 on Benefaction.
Alright, so on the loadout phase, I'm not actually going to be firing this weapon the entire time, so I just kind of want to have a good eye on what's going on. So I'm going to pick a sniper rifle here so that I can use the scope to see what's coming up ahead of me.
My MO is to play it a little bit more action-oriented. I like to lead my squad into battle. I'm going to choose a tool that's up for the job.
Okay, so right from the start here, I know there's a couple guys on the bridge. I can take them out, but now I've got a couple of heavies here.
Like I mentioned, I like to keep a low profile, but I'm definitely not afraid to pull the trigger. Yeah, I guess I could take these guys out quietly. I'd rather take them out quick.
And when it's time to take them out, I just tap up and they're done.
Goodbye. No, I think in SOCOM 4, no matter which style you play, it's important to make use of your squad.
Why is he even dealing?
Boom, headshot.
You would have the...
Goodbye.
That's where I use the scope. All right, a couple guys down there. I'm gonna mark you. Oh, hey, look, they're dead very quickly.
That's a kill.
So here's an area we're gonna be setting up an ambush. And I'm gonna get up here in the play calling position.
Listen up. We're gonna plant some claymores on the road, then set up for the ambush. Well,
now, while I did say I won't be pulling the trigger, I didn't say I wouldn't be, chucking a grenade. Oh, the key. Oh, that was beautiful.
Baboosh. So I guess I could take these guys out quietly. I'm gonna go for quick. Mop these guys up.
Just gonna mark that guy. Mark that guy. Just position the closer guys get taken out by the forward group, and the further away guys get taken out by the sniping group. It looks clear, but there is a structure in there. I'm willing to bet there's some guys in that tent.
Definitely not running a gun at very considerate pace here.
Not gonna rush in. Of course, guys start pouring out here. So move that direct group a little bit closer. I have my suppression group.
Brings us to the big set piece on the beach. Looks like we've got an army building here.
They're gonna come running up this road. So I'm gonna wanna set up a choke point here with my heavily armed guys. I wanna put my snipers in cover to get more of just a view of the battlefield right there.
Calling an airstrike, blow up one of these tanks.
Strike inbound.
Gah! Boosh!
I love it when they don't see it coming.
Remember, Commander, you can use your laser.
Oh, that's.
Made short work of those tanks thanks to the almighty power of the airstrike.
Commander, this could lead us to resign.
Everyone's out alive. I didn't fire a shot. Those are tactics.
So there you go. It's a little messy at times. Definitely used a lot of ammo, but I had a good time. Didn't make as much use of my teammates as I probably could have, but I got the job done at the end of the day. There we go. Jeff got through the whole mission without firing a shot.
And these hands are covered in blood. You can't, I don't know if you can see it, but they are just coated in blood.
So Soundshapes is it's a musical platformer. All the elements in the game, like all the creatures, that's what's creating the music. The level itself makes the music. So what's cool about this game is that you can go in and make your own levels, and you can make your own songs. But just by making your own song, you've instantly made a level, because we sort of connected the idea of the entities and the level components in a regular platformer with music. So I'm picking like different instruments and notes to make the music. And then I'm going to add in some grounds so that I can collect these. So in the game, these are sort of like coins. You collect them, and when you collect them, it adds that note to the music. Just try stuff, just jam with it and see you don't like it, delete it. You like it, keep it. So it's super simple, like I just press a button and I'm already playing it, playtesting it. So that note looks like it's probably impossible to get. I can just, just add another thing in there. Try it again, you know what I mean? So it's super simple. So right now, the stuff you hear is actually being generated by these background elements of the music. You can jump and you stick to surfaces. Some surfaces you can't stick to, and you hold this button to sort of scrunch up, and then you become unsticky, but you can roll around a lot faster. So it's kind of like running. Those white things that I've been getting are the notes that I was placing in the editor. When you grab them, it adds a note to the music. It's pretty simple. Anything that's red is dangerous. These bouncy things react musically to when I interact with them. And what's cool about them is they record the sequence. They record the sequence that in which I hit them, and it adds that to the music. And because all the entities are musical, and of course everything is synchronized in the music, so these guys are like shooting on the beat. Basically, all the graphics in this level are made just using the ground entities. And the guy who made this level isn't like a graphic artist or anything. He just sort of took the tools and played around with it. I was super nervous coming in because it's been 4 years since I've shown anything to anybody. So, you know, it's pretty good. It's good to know that the 4 years wasn't a waste of time.
Hey everyone, this is going out to the PlayStation blog. We're here in Austin, Texas, where Lightbox Interactive is headquartered. I know I've gotten a lot of email and tweets and all kinds of stuff about people wanting to know about our next game, and you guys all kind of knew we were doing Starhawk anyways, but man, I was just on lockdown. I couldn't really say anything, so it's just like, I'm so glad we could talk about it. Basically, it's the same crazy fast, fun gameplay that all you guys love from Warhawk.
Charge him! Charge him! What? Take his... Knife him!
But yet, you can control the battlefield. You can build bunkers where you want. You can build walls where you want, and towers, and all of these structures. And it really changes up the way the game plays.
Oh my God! It's like watching Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, sorry. Hey.
Hey, Dylan. What's going on, man?
Yeah. So what we've got going on is we've got a LAN party going on here at the Alamo Draft House. We've got an observer cam in Starhawk that's connected and broadcasting up here on the screen. And we're watching all these guys play, and it's riveting. It's good television.
Good television. Entertaining. That's exactly what Starhawk is. It's community, it's multiplayer, it's action, it's bam, right?
No! So yeah, we're here. We showed single player, which is awesome. Our hero character, Emmett Graves, showed build and battle, showed our advanced AI technology.
This is great. You want to grab this?
Destroy that bunker! No! Don't destroy the bunker.
1, 2, 3.
I love shooters, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them, I play them way more than I should, but they feel like, from a compositional perspective, we're retreading the same territory over and over again. Warhawk didn't have single player, so we're putting a single player in Starhawk. It really gave us an opportunity to try something new. Cool. Tried to come up with a different convention, and I mean, we referenced all kinds of different games, from all kinds of third-person shooters to even some real-time strategy games to, hell, even like Plants vs. Zombies.
You guys are trying to tell a story here. Talk about the story.
Well, the story, it was interesting. We started the development of our story by creating the pillars that were going to facilitate gameplay. So we knew we needed an item in the universe that two teams could fight for, that could be a special element that the hero could have, and that could also be the currency for our building. And we started from there. There was actually some hesitation, like, oh, is this going to be too much like a real-time strategy game, and all this management, and obviously, as you can see, it's not like that at all. There certainly are some RTS light elements, but the fact of the matter is, the building in our game is as punchy and as fast and as visceral as it is to pull the trigger of your rifle. The thing I'm happiest about is I actually get to talk to our fans about it now, because I think they all think I was just an ass, because I couldn't respond, and I had like so much duct tape over my mouth, I couldn't really talk about it. So it's like, now I can finally talk about it. We've been working on this game that, it's for our fans. Yeah. And so it's going to be great to be able to talk about it.
feels like a proper blockbuster video game in your hands. Big graphical experience you're used to with PS3 on a big TV at home, but like say in the palm of your hands. It's a whole new game. It's not a port, it's a brand new game, and one of the biggest wipeouts we've ever done. So 10 brand new tracks, 20 brand new ships, all new game modes, new weapons. We were lucky when we got the kits. We put the Wipeout HD level on it just to see how it would run, and the thing was flying straight away. The thing's got huge amounts of power, and it looks great on the big 5-inch OLED screen. We've got 3 different control methods. We've got the touch and tilt controls, we've got the classic Wipeout config, and then we've got a new config called Racer, which is for people more used to playing other racing games. Give them a slightly easier introduction to Wipeout. We use the rear touch and the front touch panel for both controlling the interface, plus controlling the ships in the game with the tilt controls. Then we also use the front-facing camera, what we call the Wipeout Glory moment, which is at the end of a race, it'll take a still shot or a video of the victor of the race, and that gets pumped to all the other NGP players, so when they finish their race, they get to see you gloating at them. And then finally we're using the rear camera as well for an augmented reality museum, so you'll then be able to look at your ships in super detail by just moving the machine in and looking around. But the important thing to remember here is even though there are so many new features, the game still has all the great things about Wipeout that you know and love. So when you're playing online with the cross-platform play between PS3 and NGP, it's 8 players. Any number of them could be any platform. So it could be one PS3 against 7 NGPs. It could be the other way around. We just mix and match as whatever we need to do. It could even work if you've got the 3D version of Wipeout. So someone could be playing the 3D version, someone could be playing the normal version, and an NGP all mixed up in the same race. So the whole world of Wipeout can come together to play. What we've tried to do is to keep the core DNA of what makes Wipeout great, the speed, the adrenaline, the excitement, and the glorious graphics, but given a whole new experience because of what NGP gives us.